All right, so our first guest this week is a visual artist. He's from right here, the Big Apple. That's right. His works consist of sculptures, paintings, murals, and videos. And he's had exhibits here in the States as well as the Dominican Republic. And, he's exhibited in a few museums. And so joining us now to share more about his work and upcoming projects, we welcome visual artist Moses Ross.
Yeah, hi, Rhina. Thank you for having me. Thank you to BronxNet.
Yeah, welcome. And so let's talk a little bit about your work and I guess what inspires your work, because you work in different genres of the visual arts, and it's quite fascinating, your work.
Oh, thank you. Well, first, I'd like to, express myself as a Latino, and represent the Latino community. I'm of Dominican descent, and some of the work reflects that. And also, just trying to get the challenges that everybody faces and sort of address that in my artwork. That's what inspires me to express myself, and that's what I like to do.
So how long have you been doing this?
Long time.
What's a long time? Come on, you don't have to tell me your age.
No. It's like I guess 30 years or so.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, I'm an architect by trade,
right.
But I do a lot of artwork and exhibit in a lot of different areas, museums, in community, everywhere.
Yeah, it seeps into your work, your architectural work, but it's still the same. You're still exercising that artistry because you're still visualizing how to build from nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Public sculpture as well. Yes. So
well, that is really out of everything I experienced on your website, that stood out for me. Right, this tree of hope sculpture.
Right.
It really just resonated with me, and I was just curious to know because it has circles in it, and I mean, I was sitting there analyzing it, just on basically the infinity and endless, and the tree not necessarily having a beginning or end, and so I just wondered,
well,
what that process was for you.
Yeah, that piece is more abstract because, like you said, the circles and everything. It's showing the tree as a abstract form, and also incorporated into it is seating, so that it's not just art that you can look at, but also that you can interact with. You can sit in the sculpture and be part of it. So that's important for the work that I do.
So I don't know if we have images of that, but I noticed that you had a miniature version of it, and then you had a life-size version of it that actually sits in a Bronx establishment, right?
Yeah, it's at the Union Consolidated Housing Project in their garden, and we can get to that later.
We'll get to that in a minute. Right.
And they built sort of benches around it. It's the centerpiece of the garden over there, and it's steel painted steel welded.
Yeah. So anyway, in any case, you guys can go visit it in person, since we're unable to, and also you can visit his website. So the image that we just saw, those are the exhibits that you have up there that are currently on display.
Right. Okay, that's what I brought today. Yes.
No, that's fine. Let's talk about
that one that if they can bring it back is it's called Iconic Journey, and it's a large mural painting. It's like 15 by 6 feet. And the surfer, I call him. It says "Llegó el planchero" in Spanish, which means the ironer has arrived, and he is sort of being resourceful. He doesn't have a surfboard. He's riding on an ironing board, holding an iron in front of him, sort of trying to iron out the wrinkles, of life. You know what I mean? It's like trying to just resolve. I meant about myself, trying to make things better and make things, go forward.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Metaphor. See, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear the process.
Right.
But this is really huge, this painting.
Yeah, it's a big painting, and it's going to be it's at the Clemente Center down Lower East Side. It's there through November.
So what do colors mean to you? Because I noticed that in a lot of your work, you use a lot of colors.
Well, I really enjoy like the artist Monet. I love his paintings. So he painted in his garden in France, and he really likes to bring out nature, and that's what inspires me to those colors to really sort of celebrate life and respond to life is those vibrant colors. So I like using that a lot in my work.
What was the name of the piece we just viewed?
It's called Iconic Journey.
the one we just looked
Yeah,
at,
yeah, yeah,
Iconic Journey?
yeah. And there's a detail of the. If you go to the next slide, there, it's of the actual.
Of the Iron Man.
Of the
well,
of
no,
the
we don't want to say
surfer.
of the
El planch-
surfer.
el pla- yeah, el planchero.
El planchero. We're going to keep it right because we don't want to confuse
There he
it
is.
with. Oh,
There
there
he
he
is.
is. No, and right, and so he kind of reminds me a little bit of a bird too.
Well,
No,
all right.
Well, he's
Whatever
like-
you bring to it, you know what I mean?
well, just because I guess flight and the fact that you chose to use terms like vision and resolve, and,
Right.
and then pass on, and then
And-
of course the planchando. Is that a Latino thing for you?
Well, it's just sort of trying to resolve things with limited resources. You know what I mean? It seems now we have to be more innovative, you know, with everything because, you know, resources are limited. Just like, you know, globally in terms of the planet, and just personally in terms of your own needs.
And this?
Okay, this is a piece, one of the pieces that was acquired by El Museo del Barrio that's in their collection. It's in the show. It's called Uptown, Nasty Women, Bad Hombres. And this is the emblem of the Dominican Republic done in diamond dust. So it refers to the time when there was the dictatorship in the Dominican Republic, and it was a dark time. So when you look at this head on, you don't see it's only black. You have to see it from an angle in order to see the actual image. So it's sort of reflecting a time of gloom. It's called penumbra, which is gloom. So that's what I'm trying to reflect in that piece. Oh, and that was exhibiting, somewhere else, yeah.
That was exhibited.
That was at the Julio Valdez studio.
But now it's part of the Museo del Barrio's
Yeah,
collection.
part of yes, yeah, that one and his companion, which is called it's the U.S. seal, which is white on you know, it's a white paper with the gold dust. I mean, not the gold dust, the diamond dust, and so that talks about currently the U.S. in terms of sort of like the lack of transparency, where you don't get to see what's going on because there's so much, you know, special interest.
Right.
So that reflects that.
Or hidden interest.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right. And so everybody has an agenda.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, you're
I'm
tapping
trying
into
to,
all these
yeah,
human issues.
you know, we're the U.S. is the big dog, you know, and everything. So you know, we have to sort of also reflect that.
Right, and also bring it into the forefront
Right.
in our respective fields. right,
Exactly.
which is what you're doing. So really, before we go, I want to know, what is that like to be an artist that's actually collected? Be alive, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, unfortunately, they usually wait for artists to and no, it's
Well,
a
it
beautiful thing.
depends.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on that. Yeah, so I'm just curious, like, just what that process is of just being a collected artist in museums, let's say.
Well, if they're interested in your work, you know, they will purchase it. So if you're out there and exhibiting in the museums and showing in galleries and stuff, they'll see it and they'll want to collect it. I mean, some artists, you know, are well known and they're named artists who are very well collected, and then there's other artists who are not as well known, who are not as, you know, well collected. I've happened to be a little bit lucky in the sense that some of my work is being collected.
Well, what's really beautiful about you is that it seems you've sprinkled your work throughout the boroughs, and
Right.
and they sit in different establishments. One is a daycare center, and
Right.
I know we're running out of time, but I could sit
you
here.
wanna-
I could sit here and talk about you because I had a really good time going through your website, and I was touched by all of the different establishments you've chosen to leave your mark.
Right. So the only thing I'll say is that also the work I also bring it to the personal level, where I'll make T-shirts of my designs and bag, you know, like tote bags, and they're in the Museo del Barrio as well. Plus, in addition, there's the portfolio that was done with Dominican Gráfica, which I'm a member of. It's a printmaking collective, and I organized a portfolio which is called the Uptown Print Project, and this is the catalog. And what it was a month-long event in Uptown Manhattan where we did community printmaking workshops with the community.
So you do print. Can people find this on your website?
No, that's not on the website, but they can look at Facebook for Dominican Gráfica. It's on there.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being with us today, Moses.
All right, thank you.
I know we could have stayed here all day, but we have other guests.
Okay, I'll be back then.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, he just invited himself back on.
Well, no,
I love
because
it.
we can talk about the public work more.
Love it, love it, love it. Absolutely. All right. Once again, you guys, for more on Moses' work, be sure to check out his website by going to mosesross.com.